Howdy, it's Mr. Russell, and I'm here to tell you about lab safety. First thing is the safety symbols. At the top here is going to be, I have all the safety symbols. Safety symbols are important because you need to know them ahead of time and they'll be in your procedure. They let you know what you're working with and what hazards are involved in the experiment. Number one rule, number one rule is to use your head. Use your head and make sure that you are doing things appropriately. You need to exercise good caution when you're doing an experiment, and you also need to notify me immediately. You won't get in trouble if you let me know about something that's going on. If you so you just letting me know if you have a problem. Also, going on with use your head, you need to use your head mentally to read the procedure ahead of time, so you know what hazards are going to be there, and so you're prepared for the lab. Must emphasize this, that no unauthorized experiments are allowed. If you are mixing two different chemicals that are not supposed to be mixed together, you could get an unauthorized experiment, and that's a very bad thing. In regards to eye safety, you need to always protect your eyes because your eyes are one of the organs or one of the parts of your body that don't really heal very well. If you get a cut on your eye, it may scar over, but you still won't be able to see. So that is not a good thing. You need to this fly is buzzing around, bothering me. And these goggles here, these safety glasses are not permitted. They are in chemistry. These right here, they are permitted in biology, but not for chemistry. So we will always wear goggles like these, okay, or the visors. Also, if you get something in your eye, just by happenstance, I need you to go straight to the eye wash. Yeah, that's the very first thing, and then I'll probably notice, but let me know about it so we can take care of it. The first thing to do is to wash it full of water. You need to protect yourself, protect your feet just in case you drop something. So you need to wear closed-toed shoes the entire time. If you bring me a pair of closed-toed shoes, I can keep them for you. But you will not be in the lab. You will not be allowed in the lab with a pair of flip-flops. Also, please keep your hair tied back. Please protect your hands. If you get something on your hands, an acid or any kind of harmful chemical, you need to go to the sink and put it underwater for 15 minutes. Just let it sit there, let the water run for 15 minutes. And then we'll address the issue after that. The best thing to do is to add lots and lots of water. With sharp objects, please always cut away from you. Always cut away from you, and never try to catch a falling instrument. That's an instinct that you have to fight, and because you may end up grabbing the blade instead of the handle. Please notify me if you do get cut. You won't get in trouble. I just need to know about it. I'll send you to the nurse, or we'll address it as soon as I know of something about it. You will not clean up any broken glass. It happens sometimes. I will clean it up for you. Electrical safety, don't do it. Don't do this. Don't put anything in the electrical sockets. And you also need to be mindful of the cords. If it's wet around, you don't need to plug something in. Also, those cords can create a mess and can cause an accident, so be very careful with the cords. The physical safety, that's what I'm talking about here is not with physics, but I'm talking about actual objects sitting around. If you have too many objects on the table, one of them is very likely to spill. So please handle all the equipment carefully. Also, the stools need to be pushed in all the way while you're doing an activity. Okay, so please push your stools in. You need to stand up so that you can back away from the table easily, and always keep the fire exits clear. When you are heating something, remember that hot glass looks just like cold glass, and you need to tie your hair back and not point it at anything. Please know that when things are heated, they can do unexpected things. So you need to be very careful and very mindful and be able to protect yourself. Never heat in a closed container. That's because it will build up pressure. Um, you never want to leave a heat source unattended. Don't light a Bunsen burner and then walk away from it. And hot glass looks the same as cold glass. So, and you never want to put a hot piece of glass on a scale or the table or something like that, because you'll either break the scale or you'll break the glass. It's called thermal shock. It's not a good thing. You need to let it cool down first, and then you work with it. With the chemical safety, you need to read the labels twice, please, just to double check, make sure everything is okay. I will be checking those as well, and I'll let you know about it. Never taste anything. Never put anything in your mouth, because it's gross and it could cause a real problem. And never mix the chemicals unless I tell you to. Um, Transferring chemicals is actually harder than it sounds. So please transfer chemicals carefully. And when diluting an acid, you need to pour the acid into water. So the trick that I use is AA, and it stands for add acid. You need to add acid to water, because if you add water to acid, it will boil instantly. Okay, and it could splash in your face. The word corrosive here means that something that can will basically eat away at something else. So if you spill this liquid on your hand, it will actually kind of eat away your skin. Or if you spill it on the desk, it can eat away the desk or your clothes. So that's a very bad thing. Um, Animal safety, we won't work on that. I'm going to skip these. And you should never enter the stockroom, ever. Never take any chemicals from the lab or the stockroom. Never take any equipment. And never touch any equipment until I tell you so. Also, please do not enter the lab unless I am there. That is a very strict rule. You should never eat or drink in the lab, ever. And that's so to keep you from ingesting some chemicals. And you never want to drink out of glassware. Also, these three things, practical jokes, horseplay, and roughhouse, are considered severe consequences. At Franklin High School, you will lose your lab license immediately, and your lab license will be revoked, and you will be sent to the office. This is a very strict no tolerance policy. In case of an emergency, you need to know the locations of these places. You need to know where the fire extinguisher, the fire blanket, body shower, eye wash station, and first aid kit are. So that, here, move my picture, so that you know what to do in case of an emergency. It's always good to know beforehand, before you actually need it. If you spill something, again, notify me. That's the key thing. You need to let me know about it. Please remember to stay at your station and maintain a clean work area. That is a very big goal of mine this year for 2017, 2018. And please put away all the equipment at the end of the lab period. Dispose of the waste products according to my instruction. Okay, safety is a very important thing, and it's important that we do it right the first time. So do it right. Okay, thank y'all.